Morning, Birmingham. Dixon Dividing Talk 99.5, Talk995.com. Thanks for being here and being a part of what we do every single day. It is 13 hours of live and local programming. Now, we're going to have Brian Dawson in place of Skippy and Jimbo today. And then we're going to have April Marie in for Leland Live.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Shuffling it up today.
I believe the Chubb Father's still doing the Chubb Father show. Still doing the breaking bread thing. So it's us and him. That's it, basically. That's the old school. Yep. And tomorrow's going to be fairly similar, right? Isn't that true?
Yeah, tomorrow,
Okay.
same thing.
All right, because I know Skippy and Jimbo are going to be out of town then as well. So anyway, we'll make the most of it. It's going to be summer season, in, out, vacay, going places, doing things, being, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Today looks pretty good, 88 for a high, 30% chance of rain. That is the most rain chance that we're going to have over the course of the next week, quite literally. It goes down from there, 10 and 20, on and on, day in and day out. Next time there's any chance of rain, seriously, is like a week from Saturday.
That's okay. A little drying out is okay.
Oh, I'm a fan.
We need it.
I'm a fan of drying out. Let's dry out as much as we possibly can.
Well, not to the drought point, but yeah, certainly over the last month we've had a good bit of rain. I think we did some catching up, don't you think?
I want to go. I want to go drought. Can
Drought.
we get drought?
We need to stop catching up so we can catch up on yard work.
That's right.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
It is funny how a couple of days after it's cut, you're like, well, it needs cutting again.
There it is. Yeah, boy. The Alabama Men's Clinic has been in business for 14 years now. And they have been in the process of making sure that you are getting the testosterone that you need, you want. They've had some clients that have been there 10 years and more because they are so very good at what they do. If your low testosterone has been plaguing you, and you might not even know it, you got to go get the test, $99 within an hour, you'll have a number. They will work with you to get that testosterone where it needs to be. And then if there's an ED issue that is separate from the low testosterone, they can work with you on that as well. And, of course, they have hair loss, weight loss. They've added a whole lot over the course of the past 14 years as they started up and then just started growing and improving and saying, our middle name is Men, let's make it men's. The Alabama Men's Clinic, and that is exactly what they are doing. They're local, they're discreet, they're easy to get to. Their phone number is 598-7000. Their website is alabamamensclinic.com, alabamamensclinic.com. Check them out there, make an appointment there, 30 seconds or less. You'll get where you're going. It's the Alabama Men's Clinic. Happy anniversary, 14 years in business.
It's Steve's turn.
Which apparently now has two subjects. I'm going to go ahead and reveal the mystery middle name, okay?
Do it.
By the way, you ought to remember this, Richard, because sometime back, and I get it, it was a while ago, but I remember the question, which was, what is your soap opera name, which was based upon what your middle name is and the first car you drove?
Yeah.
You remember the question.
I remember the question.
But you don't remember my answer.
I don't really listen to you that much.
I know you don't. So my first car that I ever had was a Cutlass.
Oh, man.
And you said, wow, that sounds really regal because my middle name is a family name, goes back generations, Winthrop.
Winthrop.
Yes.
Winthrop Cutlass or Cutlass Winthrop.
Yeah.
Also
That
good.
sounds very fancy.
Winthrop. Stephen W. West.
Yes.
Wow.
They changed
That
the
sounds
spelling
fancy,
of
too.
my first name from my dad, so they didn't tag me with a junior.
Aha.
But according to what my dad found in our history, the Winthrop side of things goes all the way back to the first governor of the Massachusetts Bay Colony, John Winthrop.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently I'm related to him in some way, shape, or
All
form.
righty
I
then.
don't know.
I think you owe reparations to everybody who's ever a slave. That's what I'm thinking.
I know. Good luck with that.
All righty
I
then.
ain't got nothing to give.
All right, Winthrop. I'll remember that from now on.
Yeah, good luck with that. Now on to the other thing here. Captain Kirk cannot stay out of the headlines here. Turns out he's got himself a nice little project going on. William Shatner is ready to go into the business of heavy metal. Yeah, he's about ready to put out a heavy metal album. He's billing it as a heavy metal extravaganza. He has gotten some pretty hefty names involved in this as well. Zakk Wylde, who is known for his work with Ozzy Osbourne and Black Label Society, ex-Slayer member Dave Lombardo, Richie Blackmore from Deep Purple and Rainbow, Henry Rollins from Black Flag, ex-Megadeth member Chris Poland, and more are going to be involved in this. This is so weird because, as we all know, William Shatner cannot sing, so it is going to be him over these classics by groups like Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, and more, and he's doing the William Shatner thing of the dramatic spoken word side of it. Yee. But he's just the latest one. I mean, a couple of years ago, we had Dolly Parton put out that album of rock standards and teaming up with everybody from Heart to Steve Perry to Joan Jett and more. But the truth of the matter is, I blame Pat Boone for this. Because if you think about it, he came out with that heavy metal album, quote unquote, back in 1996, 97 or whatever it was. And it was all jazz and big band takes on hard rock and heavy metal songs that included things like Paradise City. So Pat Boone, I blame you for starting this trend that William Shatner had to jump on.
In a Metal Mood is a really great album. I had it in my car, and I listened to it with great regularity, and I interviewed Pat Boone when it came out. And, you know, he just had a great sense of humor about the whole thing. And he spoke very highly of some of the people he worked with. Ronnie James Dio, for instance, sang backup on Holy Diver with him, and he said, that guy can really sing. I was like, you sound shocked. Like, yes, of course, these people are very talented, Pat. They didn't fall bass backwards into this. I'll be interested to hear it, and I'll tell you why. I told you a couple of weeks ago that I'd just fallen in love with the show Boston Legal, and William Shatner is brilliant.
He's very good in that.
Brilliant on this show. Denny Crane. I mean, he plays a megalomaniac to a T who also is suffering from Alzheimer's, and you're not sure whether he knows what's going on or not. And at the last minute, he pulls it out, and you're like, oh, yeah, he did know what was going on. Okay. Brilliant. James Spader is brilliant in it as well.
Both of them are very good at it. And I got really sucked into it the first season.
Yeah.
I loved every episode because they were so quirky.
Yeah.
They both are.
I'm into the second season right now, and I knew it during the first season. I'm like, I knew nothing about this show. I didn't even know it existed before somebody was like, you got to see this. It's great. You're going to love it. I could see how it was going to progress pretty early on. I went, they're going to start shedding some of these extra people.
I don't need them.
And it's going to be all about Shatner and his little sidekick there, Alan Shore, and then they brought in Candice Bergen, and I was like, oh, got to have a foil for Denny Crane, so that worked out really well. But yeah, I can see a rotating cast, and I can see people falling by the wayside. The next thing you know, it's all going to be James Spader and William Shatner. I'll give the album a listen. I never liked any of his stuff, by the way. I did not care for any of the goofy previous stuff that he tried. Mr. Tambourine Man.
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Tambourine Man.
That's bad.
But I will say, when he mocked it for the what's the travel site that he was in for? Priceline. Yeah, Priceline.com. He was mocking his own little singing career in some of those commercials, and I was like, okay, that's pretty good. He knows.
He can laugh at himself, and that's a good thing.
He knows it's stupid, but I'll tell you, for a guy who was about to die, being remembered for pretty much only Captain Kirk, James Tiberius Kirk. I don't know, T.J. Hooker. Nobody really remembers him for T.J. Hooker. Okay.
No, I remember the show more for Heather Locklear.
Thanks for being honest, Steve.
Hey, I'm here. What do you want?
He's a man. For a guy who was on the verge of, this is it, my career is going to end, and that's what I'll be remembered for, to create a character like Denny Crane that completely overwhelms Captain Kirk and just takes over the entire experience. I'm like, well done, William Shatner. Smart man. Well done. Very funny. Extremely good.
If you think about it, too, it's also a difficult thing because all of those guys who were in Star Trek really kind of got locked into that character. He was one of the few guys that could break out of that character and do something else and have people accept it.
Well, the other thing I think people remember him for at that point before Boston Legal was, there's a man on the wing of this plane!
That's true. Twilight Zone. Yeah.
Great episode.
Oh, good stuff. 9:15 with Dixon of Vining, Talk 99.5, Talk995.com. Thank you, Winthrop. We appreciate that. We will... I'm going to call him that from now
no,
on.
Don't do that. No.
Is that bad?
I mean, calling Andrew Skippy is one thing, but you can't call Steve by his middle name.
He'll turn my microphone off.
He
You're
will.
Right. I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
9:20. Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, Talk99.5.com. Have you heard the rumors about the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce wedding sometime in July? Anybody?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying not to pay any attention to them.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking, like, hold on a second. What are you doing? Are you not watching what's going on with Jelly Roll and Bunny XL right now? Come on, man.
Their situation may be just a little different.
You think so?
You mean Travis
Just
is making Taylor
slightly.
turn tricks?
Other way around.
Oh,
One of them has the power.
I have the power.
I don't know, and I don't care, to be honest with you. But, you know, it's amazing to me that these celebrity weddings and or divorces get so much play in the news. Maybe it's because we desperately need a distraction from what's actually happening in the news, right?
Yeah, we've not had much of that.
Yeah,
a distraction.
No, we need more of it. Country star Ella Langley delivered a powerful message about her relationship with Jesus at a Chicago concert. Now, interestingly, Jesus had just left Chicago and he was bound for New Orleans, but she
thank you, ZZ Top.
brought him back. Yeah.
Was he waiting on a bus?
I love that.
He was
You
just
know,
putting on-
it's bold
Yeah.
to do that, and it's good to know that there are artists out there that aren't afraid to share their faith.
She was the opening act for country star Morgan Wallen on Saturday at Chicago's huge Soldier Field. So I guess, yeah, he could fill Soldier Field. She probably could not. Along with singing her latest hit, Speaking Terms, a song about her journey back to Christ, she also told the crowd about her renewed faith. Music site Whiskey Riff reported. That's interesting stuff. I like it. The Lord says, and I'm terrible about this, the Bible says we should proselytize at all times. You know, we should be constantly out there spreading the good word. Here I've got 100,000 watts, and you rarely hear me discuss it because I know some people find it completely off-putting, and especially when I do it because they're kind of like, you? I heard the joke earlier today. That
Can't believe
yeah.
you
What-
really.
What would Jesus do? Pretty sure he wouldn't tell a joke like that, Richard.
That's a little bit of your problem.
You think so?
No. All the more you should talk about Christ.
Valerie just
All
keeps
the
moving
more.
farther and farther away from me because she's like, the lightning
It's
can
gonna
only go so
strike,
far.
right?
I know
Like-
what's going on here. But I'm glad that Ella Langley is getting it out there and letting people know.
Yeah.
Because it's it doesn't happen often enough. And, you know, it's funny to me, Springsteen and others of their ilk have no trouble getting on stage and talking about, you know, their God, which is liberalism. They have no problem getting on stage and talking about their, you know, Trump derangement syndrome. And we need more people to take the other
Well,
side
and
of that.
too, you know, at 27 years old, a lot of times at that age, you're just busy with your career doing what you're doing. But I think she understands how she got there, her upbringing, her faith in Jesus, and you know the things that she's done in her life. You know, plus she's had some struggles, and it's like she doesn't mind sharing that. I think she'll be very successful. She seems to have, you know, her feet squarely on the ground, and again has a pretty good support system around her, and not afraid to share her faith. And I love to see that because so many times people don't when they have that platform. So good for her.
I am hoping she's not a flash in the pan because she's very, very talented and easy on the eyes. So stay out there in the public eye, will you? Don't be a one and done sort of situation. Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred has confirmed that there will be no fines or discipline for 3 San Francisco Giant pitchers who wrote Bible verses on their caps during the team's Pride Night celebration earlier this month. I think we knew this already. I mean, it was stated that the first offense is a warning. And then if there's a second offense, then we discuss, you know, what the punishment is going to be. But it's always a first offense is a warning. I think he probably felt the need to put this to bed because it's still being talked about a week later.
Oh, yeah, the backlash is huge.
Yeah. The fact that Major League Baseball was all like, don't do that. How dare you? Go, oh, really? You're going to put Pride Night on hats?
But you can't put a Bible verse.
How dare you put a Bible verse? Are we going to
Wow,
have
that
Christian
is-
night at the park? Can we have Christian night at the park? Maybe invite some Christians and then have some lions in the other stands. We go Christians and lions together. Not the first time they've been together in a stadium.
I think we get anything political. It doesn't belong on the baseball field. I just leave it baseball. There doesn't need to be anything else there.
Yeah.
Other than an American flag is all I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
The uniform and maybe a patch with American flag, or the ball, or the ball cap has a flag on it or something like that. Beyond that, leave everything out of it.
I would agree. I would agree. I don't
And
understand
if you
why
want
they
to put
feel
a
the need to
Bible
do that.
verse under your eye or something like that, have at it.
What if I wanted to put a satanic saying there? Could I do that? Would that be okay with you?
I don't. If you want to, I guess. But I think forcing these teams
Mhm.
to have things on their uniform
Sure.
or whatever it is that's outside of Major League Baseball,
Mhm.
we're barking up a wrong tree right here.
All you need to know, and I don't remember what team it was, but an NHL team was going to have Pride Night and have rainbow tape on the stick and all that stuff. And they were going to come out and do a little, I don't know, Pride ceremony at the beginning. And it was voluntary. 2 members of the team participated. The rest were like, no, we're staying in the locker room. We're not doing that. If these teams were given choices, if these players were given choices, my guess is very few of them would actually participate. They would be like, I think this is stupid. I'm here to play baseball. It's not that I'm anti-LGBTQ or pro-LGBTQ or anything. Just the two have nothing to do with each other. So let's not, I'll
Kind
go
of like
play the ball.
kind of like the guys either in the NFL or whether it's baseball sometimes wear the pink to support people,
Yeah.
breast cancer,
Sure.
any type of cancer. That kind of makes sense to me. You
Yeah.
know, it's kind of not political. That's not controversial. That's not, it just.
Well, I understand it. The guys that are wearing black shoes, they're the pro-breast cancer people. So they're. This is why people would not listen if I actually spoke about Jesus. They'd be like, "What are you?
See, this
What's
is what
wrong
we're
with
talking
you?
about,
What's
Richard?
wrong with you, Richard? Why would you say that?" Netflix has got a show out called The American Experiment. It's supposed to be in celebration of the 250th.
Actually came across it yesterday, and I was thinking maybe I'll watch that later. Now I'm thinking maybe
no,
not.
I don't think you need to waste your time on it.
Yeah, they spent a lot of time talking to Hillary Clinton in this thing, and she talks about how she loathes the
Electoral college. She
yeah.
wants it.
You know, the law of the
Yeah.
land.
She thinks it's
Yeah,
an abomination.
She's an abomination. I'm like,
She thinks that's an
okay,
abomination.
that-
She
that's
got to
all
look in
I-
a mirror.
That's all I need to know about this show.
She started the whole Russian collusion hoax and kept it going for the longest time. It then gets upset when she loses and says, "Well, I mean, I won the popular vote by so much," and blah blah blah. And you're starting to get more and more.
Well,
of that.
now we're questioning that.
Yeah. Yes,
I
we
mean,
are.
come on.
Yes, we are. We're beginning to run across more and more of this, and more on the left are going to be pushing for removing the Electoral College. And if they ever do get in charge in the Senate, I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the things that they attempt to push for.
And then it's over as far as that's concerned.
Oh yeah, yeah. That would be it. Well, not necessarily. I mean,
well, for the
don't forget
for
Donald Trump won the popular vote too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a slam dunk.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. They can't just pass a law on that. That's in the Constitution.
I'm pretty sure
Which
you'd
means
have
they
to
need to
have
do an amendment.
An amendment. Pretty sure you'd have to have.
I'm not sure you're going to get enough states to pass that.
I don't think so either. Personally, I don't think so either. Now, what you could do is you could get more states to pass, like Colorado's plan, which is we'll give our electoral votes to the person who wins the popular vote.
Yeah, Virginia just passed that, too.
Oh, they're going to be real upset if, J.D. Vance wins the popular vote and they go, well, I guess we got to give him our electoral votes. Wait, we're rethinking that. Never mind. Or losing? Change the rules.
Right.
What are you, 5?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Bob Iger broke his silence on Disney's suspension of Jimmy Kimmel. Everybody had said that it was because the Trump administration was leaning on ABC to do that. And Bob Iger said, no, we did it because I thought what he said was in incredibly poor taste. And what he said was, they spent the weekend trying to pretend that the guy who shot Charlie Kirk wasn't MAGA. Well, he wasn't. And if he had paid even the slightest attention to what was going on, Jimmy Kimmel would know that. He may have known it and said that anyway because he was so desperate to pin this on something other than his ilk. But congratulations, Bob Iger. You made the right decision on that one for sure. 9:30 with Dixon and Vining on Talk 99.5 and Talk995.com. We've got some real food talk coming up. Stick around. 9:36. Dixon of Vining Talk 99.5, Talk 99.5.com. Granger Thaggart Auction Marketing has got a couple of big pieces of property up for auction very shortly here. I want to tell you about one of them because that auction is coming up fairly quickly, July the 16th. Okay, it's a big commercial land auction in Pell City. 34 acres, give or take. These are commercial acres. Big-time frontage on both US 231 and Stemley Bridge Road. There's a prominent intersection, very close to Publix. Traffic count is over 15,000 cars a day. This auction is taking place July 16th. The property is offered in 2 parcels. GTauctions.com has a lot of information about this piece of property, and the auction staff welcomes your questions, as this property has never been out of the same family for 70 years. Carries the best Pell City commercial zoning for all types of uses as well. GTauctions.com is where you want to go to find out more about this piece of property up for auction. July the 16th, Pell City, GTauctions.com. They have some others that I'll tell you about as the weeks and months wear on here. They got another one coming up on July 23rd, and they have another one, two of them coming up on July 23rd. We'll get into those a little bit later, but just mark this one down and go to gtauctions.com to find out more about this fabulous Pell City piece of property. Couple of Supreme Court rulings have come down.
Mm-hmm.
No birthright citizenship yet.
They're going to leave that to the last.
Yeah. Flair for the dramatic.
One of them is this. This is what it says. In a 6-3 vote, the Supreme Court ruled that asylum seekers standing in Mexico have, quote, not arrived in the United States under immigration law, meaning they are not entitled to inspection or allowed to apply for asylum until they actually cross the border.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in Mexico and you want to claim asylum, but you've not crossed the border and you're not in the U.S., you cannot seek asylum.
There's a little bit of a catch-22 situation here because, of course, the Biden administration was just allowing anybody and everybody with an ollie oxen-free situation as they were barreling across the border and claiming asylum, picking up a phone, maybe a check of some kind, and then just directed into the country. Go ahead. Go run. We'll give you a court date, and we'll call you on this phone and let you know what. And of course, they trash the phone right away or throw away the court date or
That's
never
the end
show
of
up.
that.
Yeah, you never see from them or hear from them again.
Yep.
In this particular case, they said that it was a remain in Mexico policy. You can apply for asylum from there. Now the Supreme Court says, no, you really can't. You have to actually make it across the border. Well, we're not going to let you across the border. How about that? If you really are in danger in your country, Mexico's good enough. You can apply for asylum there. Go ahead and apply for asylum in Mexico and live there. If you're sincerely concerned about your safety, your family's safety in the country in which you have come from, or from which you have come,
and you can do it in Mexico.
you can go ahead and get asylum in Mexico and be a Mexican citizen.
And
if that's what you want.
here's another ruling that came down. Same thing, 6-3 vote. Y'all can guess who the justices are on this. The Supreme Court rules that courts cannot review the government's decision to end temporary protection status, TPS, for Syria and Haiti, and says the challenger's race discrimination claim is unlikely to succeed.
Nope.
So that's the second one.
Exactly. I said this at the time, and I think most people who really understand how this works felt the same way. TPS means, by definition, temporary protective status. You can take the temporary protected status away at any time. You can say, it's over. It was temporary. It's done now. Go home. And, of course, activist judges, no, you can't do that. Of course you can do that. That's why it's called temporary protective status. What do you mean you can't do that?
Temporary is the key word.
Yeah. And, of course, it was ridiculous. And now the Trump administration wins on that one again, 6-3. 6-3 on both of those. We'll see what happens now with birthright citizenship, which may still be coming out today, but I doubt it. My guess would be tomorrow. Bad news out of Union, South Carolina, where 3 Wendy's employees are accused of spitting on and serving food from the trash.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Would you like to know
Seriously?
these people's names?
Oh, sure.
23-year-old Ailia Shuntai Sanders, 19-year-old Trinity Lachelle Rice, and 33-year-old Shadella Crystal Hawley are now charged with tampering with a human drug product or food item.
This is in South Carolina. Thank goodness it's not Alabama.
Human drug product?
Yeah. Woman showed up,
Okay.
ordered food from the Wendy's drive-thru, but said the order wasn't right. They'd gotten something wrong on it, whatever. She brought it back in. Said, I want a receipt, by the way, since you didn't give me one when I first ordered it. They took it. They said, we're going to remake the order. First, she just wanted a refund. And then she said, all right, well, you can remake the food. And so they remade the food, right, brought it back out. She was eating it as she left and then realized this is not remade food. This is the same food.
Ooh.
And then someone from the store allegedly called the customer and said, oh, by the way, they spat on that. They threw it. First, they threw it away. Then they pulled it out of the trash. Then they spat on it. And then they gave it back to you.
Well, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Come on.
Grief.
How about those three should never work in the food industry ever again?
I would agree. I don't think they ever need to see the food industry
Yeah.
ever again.
Or for that matter, anything dealing with customer service.
That
Probably
too.
not. Probably not. Yikes.
Those three, I tell you what, join the military. Let's get you straightened out.
Don't have them serving anything in the food chow,
No.
the chow line.
No.
Mm-mm. A beloved White Castle location in New York City is closing after 85 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Customers-
White Castle's leaving too.
Everyone's leaving. They're all on the way out. Fast food joint on 57th Avenue in Elmhurst, which opened in 1939, has been sold and will likely be turned into an apartment building. You can turn a White Castle into an apartment building? This location
Yeah.
is closed.
I mean, in any given White Castle, you can probably fit about 4 different families from New York in there.
I smell like a burger all the time.
Nonstop. That's not a bad thing.
Could be worse.
It's
It
our
could smell
pleasure
like
to
New York
share.
City.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a classic. That is a classic White Castle location right there. I tell you. 1939, man. One of the happiest moments I had when I got to Chicago a few years ago for a visit was to realize that there was a White Castle around the corner. I was just like, oh, this is
Gonna
fantastic.
eat there every day.
I didn't. I ate there one time.
Just once?
But loved it. It was so good. It was so good. Hate to see that, though, closing that particular location in the Queens. People who were used to going there on a regular basis, really heartbroken, I'm sure. Buc-ee's is opening 15 more locations, including its largest outpost yet. How big are these things going to get?
I don't know.
I'm waiting for them to hit
Let's go.
6 figures.
Mm.
It's probably not that far off.
Each location is huge and typically occupies 50,000 to 74,000 square feet. That one is going to be, I believe, in Arizona.
Well, they got a lot of land out there. They can handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They can spread out.
Mm. Let's see.
I wonder if are they building any more in Alabama?
I do
I
not
didn't see. I didn't see
no.
them on the list.
Nope, they're not there.
Oh,
Sad but
we may
I
be
think
done.
Tennessee is getting another one.
Yep. Louisiana, Kansas, Tennessee, Florida, Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, another Louisiana in 2028. In 2029, Ocala, Florida, Arkansas, West Memphis, Kentucky, and South Carolina. Okay, so really, I guess right across the bridge there. Memphis, you get right across the bridge and you're in Arkansas, and there it is. There's going to be a Buc-ee's right there.
Oh, okay.
Be a good place for that. I've driven that road a few times, and that'd be a really great place to put a Buc-ee's, I'll tell you, because there ain't much there, to be sure. But this year, it's San Marcos, Texas, August 12th, Benton, Arkansas, August 17th, and Murfreesboro, Tennessee, on November the 16th. I think they closed a couple recently, didn't they? Didn't they just close a couple not too long ago? Which was weird.
Maybe they weren't big enough.
Yeah, I think that's what they said. They're like, we have to make these bigger. Popular July 4th deli food that shocked shoppers is now even pricier. Red Horse Market in East Hampton first went viral in 2024 for the jaw-dropping price tag on its lobster salad, $120 a pound.
What?
Ow.
God, get in the boat and head to get yourself your own lobster. Go. Good
Sure,
heavens,
they're
that
easy to
is
catch.
crazy.
It's $129.99 now.
Listen, I did it one summer, picked up about 50 one afternoon.
Really?
It's not hard to get them. Set you some lobster traps if you don't want to go down and get them yourself. They're not that hard.
Did you use lobster traps or did you?
No,
actually
I
just
had hands.
Just picked them up.
Yeah, grab them.
Just went down there in the water.
Grab them.
Were you in Miami?
Uh-huh. They're if you know where to look, the little ledges where they are, the sand and ledges, and you go in there and grab them.
And then you just take them
You
home.
take them home and eat
just
them.
grab 'em, you just take 'em home.
Yes. $100. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I feel sorry for the
See,
lobsters.
you could have
that-
had you could
No.
have had a home business here.
yeah,
I sure could have.
yeah.
What was I
A little
thinking?
freaked out about the lobster that was left behind. Like, what do you think, Barry? Barry, where did you go?
Man,
He was
that
just
is
here a
crazy price on lobster.
It
oh
really
my
is.
gosh.
I mean, you think about that. A quarter pound at 120 would be $30. You'd be like, $30 for a quarter pound of lobster? What is that? That's enough to go on like one sandwich.
Right. If that.
Mm.
And it might be an itty bitty
I
lobster.
don't like it. Applebee's is bringing back a fan favorite $1 menu item. You want to guess what it is? It's the Dollarita.
Really?
Yeah, the $1 margarita, which is, I'm sorry, Fred, it's not very good. It's not. I mean, it's watery. It's, they mix them in bulk,
Yeah.
and then they just, they just pour them out quickly as they possibly can. But it's, they make them as cheaply as humanly possible, with the cheapest possible tequila, cheapest possible
Oh,
grenadine.
you're going to have a
if there's any in
terrible
there.
headache, is what you're telling us.
Yeah, I mean, but you're paying $1 for a margarita, or I think it's $2 now. I
Have
think
you
they're
reached
going
a
up to
point in
$1.
life, Richard, you don't mind paying a little bit more? You'd rather have the good stuff and not the headache?
I reached that
what you're
point
saying?
some time ago.
Yeah. Not going for cheap.
Mr. First Class
Uh-huh.
has been living in that world for a little
That's
while.
what I thought.
Where you just go like, yeah, no, $1, I don't think so.
Let's not do that.
Now, there are some things that I just refuse to pay more for. There are some things that I'm just like, no, you're out of your mind. I'm not buying that. I mean, I'm still at the point, and I drink, I drink one Coke Zero or one RC Zero sugar every single day. So when I go into the store and they're like $8.29 a six pack, nope. I will buy the
I'll wait.
Sam's Club knockoff zero sugar cola and live through that until these things go back on sale, and then I'll buy 4 or 5 6 packs at once, and that'll last me for a month. If I can get 30 of them, because I still drink one on Saturday and Sunday. I don't just drink them on weekdays, but I drink one every single day. When they get crazy like that, I'm like, you're on crack. I actually looked at the guy that was loading the shelves last time I was there.
And did you tell him that?
I said, you people are on crack. He goes, I don't set the prices, man. I said, "Of
See,
course
so
you don't."
he's getting that a lot.
Yeah, I bet he is.
And hopefully he's going back and telling his supervisors, hey, we're getting it on the front lines here.
And it's
Because
weird
they
because
know, they know that. They know that the 12 pack of whatever it is you're buying is not $10.
No, it's
$8.
It's different in different stores, but it's always like it's never like on special at Walmart and not on special at Food City. It's always either it's on special in both places or it's not on special in either place. And sometimes the prices vary by a few pennies, one side or the other. I mean, it's never a buck, but it's always like if it's expensive both places. If it's on sale, if it's buy 2 get 2 free or buy 3 get 1 free, whatever, then it's that way everywhere. So Coca-Cola is setting the price on that.
Uh-huh.
And I love Mark, my man, who's in charge of Coca-Cola
Sure.
here. He's a great
But
guy. and
I
wonderful
just
human
feel
being.
like they're really
yeah.
they're sticking it to all of us.
Yeah. Well, I can't do
No.
that price when I'm consuming in that bulk. What I need is somebody to just back up a truck to my home. That's what I'm looking for. Can we get that, please?
And I'm with you. Even now, when it's on sale, like you said, it's buy 2 get 1 free or something like that.
Yeah.
That you don't have to buy 3. You don't have to buy 2 and get 1.
It used to be.
Yeah,
I miss
mean,
those
just-
days. Yeah.
I do too. I'm just like that's that's just nuts what we're paying for soft drinks.
I got a BOGO yesterday on those little pretzel chips, the flat pretzels.
Were you proud?
I
Were
was
you
at
happy?
Publix.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, 2 of these for $4.25? I can do that. I'll do that all day. Are you listening, Coca-Cola? 950 Dixon and Vining, Talk 995, talk995.com. 9:55, Dixon Dividing, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Ready to wrap things up, hand them off to, what's his name? Brian somebody. He's
Brian Dawson from
Dawson.
1819 News.
Brian Dawson, that's the guy.
he's
definitely.
awesome.
BD.
We love our partnership
him.
with 1819 News.
Love us some 1819 News. So-called 1819 because that's the year that something happened. It was important, I bet.
A lot.
A lot?
Very important for the state of Alabama.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the year Alabama became a state?
There you go.
I'm sorry, I don't have
And
my...
here comes
You just kind of
1819
tripped
News.
right over that one, didn't you?
I don't have my quarter with the blind socialist on it. Otherwise, I would know that.
I got a little something else for you. This just came down from a judge in California. Judge Talwani has struck down key parts of President Trump's election executive order, ruling that the president lacks authority to unilaterally impose nationwide voter citizenship verification, mail ballot, and election administration requirements without Congress. Again, this is out of California. This is not.
But he's right, though.
Yeah.
He's absolutely right.
Yeah.
I knew when he signed that executive order, I was like, that's going nowhere fast. You do not have that power, my friend. But okay. Some of the texts we've received. Good morning, you guys. Wow, Boston Legal's a great show. Spader and Shatner are fantastic, as the rest of the cast. Good on you, says Frosty. Angry Trucker. Didn't Tammy Wynette do something with some rappers? I don't want to know.
One song.
You
Yes,
don't
one
want to
song.
know?
Jay says the album that Swift writes after her marriage ends will be epic.
Probably.
Taylor says, oh, interesting. I wonder if MLB would give a uniform violation if those players put BLM on their hat. Well, you could always get away with just going, I'm dyslexic. I meant MLB. Couldn't help it. Roger changed radios, and now we're coming in gangbusters. That's good news. Richard, love your show. Alabama has the most Buc-ee's outside of Texas. Is that true?
It is. I looked it up.
Okay.
There are 35-40 in Texas. There are 4 in Alabama, tied with Georgia, which is about to get their 4th.
We're number 2. Lynn says, cannot wait to visit Dolly Parton's truck stop on I-65. A little bit of a combat with Buc-ee's there.
Yeah. Used to be the Tennessean. Now it's Dolly's Tennessean.
Dolly's Tennessean. Talking about the lobsters, Craig says the ones in South Florida don't have big claws.
Well, they're not huge like, the lobster you get in
Maine?
off in Maine, yeah.
Or
Those
South
big-
African rock lobsters. Yeah. Okay.
Or the B-52s.
But at the same time, you don't want to get pinched by it because it hurts like holy.
You'd prefer not to.
Oh.
Absolutely. Now let's do this.
Dixon and Vining's question of the day.
Name a song with a chorus that is just too catchy. Too catchy, Steve.
Well, a whole bunch of stadiums can't be wrong. Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline.
Sweet Caroline.
Bum, bum, bum.
Terrible. What about you, Val?
I said Chili Whack, My Girl, the Gone 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 song. Gone 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 so long,
yeah.
gone
I
gone
remember
gone so long.
I am going with We Built This City on Rock and Roll
Oh
Stars.
boy,
Yeah,
Catchy in all the wrong ways.
exactly. It's just too catchy.
I didn't say the obvious one.
Yeah.
What's the obvious one?
Was the obvious
For,
one?
for her, Dixieland Delight.
I was gonna say Rick Astley's Never Gonna
Gonna
Give You
Give
Up.
You
up.
Never gonna let you down.
I love that song. Becky says, hit me with your best shot. Matt says, the dog park jingle for Progressive Insurance. It's
Oh,
dog park.
gosh.
Uptown Funk. Smoking in the Boys Room. Happy by Pharrell Williams. Yeah. Just a swangin'. Can't always get what you want. Brandy. You're a fine girl. Like a Prayer, Madonna. That's a catchy one. Yeah, there we go. Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my ragtime gal.
That's from that
Yeah.
cartoon they played it over and over. Remember
Yes.
that episode?
Michigan
Yeah, the frog found in the box.
J. Frog. Michigan J. Frog. I sing that to my dogs every day when I get home.
Hello, my
I
baby.
do.
I'm like, oh, I ruined that song.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime pops. They love that. They need that song every day. Someday, some way. Marshall Crenshaw. Roll to Me. Delamitri. Yeah. Cruel to Be Kind. Nick Lowe. Very good. Baby Shark. Mickey by Tony Basil. Toto's Africa. I Want You to
To
Want
want
Me. Not bad. Not Gonna Take It. Twisted Sister. Achy Breaky Heart. Theme to Star Trek. Seasons in the Sun by Terry Jacks. Yeah. Well, that's about it for us. We are out of here. Back tomorrow, dark and early, 6 a.m. for one more day this week. It's Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Bye-bye.
Bye.